Recording. And first off, I want to welcome everybody into the training tonight. We've got a special training tonight. We've got a special guest on board who's going to share quite a bit with us this evening. He's a new reseller out of Greeley, Colorado. I've been through Greeley a million times, been to Denver 1,000 times, and look forward to Gregory Woolbright is with us, and he's going to share some things with us, and I'm really looking forward to it. Going to give you a lot of insight, and I told him yesterday we've done this several times, and so I kind of know what questions you guys are going to ask, so I'm going to ask him those questions, and he'll be able to pretty much answer it. It could go for 30 minutes, it could go for 45 minutes, it could go for 20 minutes, however long Greg wants to talk. But I want you to glean the information from him that you want, that will help you grow your business. You know, sometimes success comes in many different ways, and Gregory's success tonight is coming from hard work and dedication and getting off of his butt and getting out and making it happen. And I've said this 1,000 times, if you don't get off your butt and make it happen, guess what? Nothing happens. And so we're going to get started with him in just a minute. Let me get a couple of things knocked out of the way here. First off, I want to welcome everybody. My name is Kerry Miller. I'm coming to you from northern Florida right now. I've been on the road all day, actually since 3 o'clock this morning, and we'll be up here for a couple of days and then headed back home. And hey, Tom, what's up, my friend? And I got your message a while ago, and actually, as soon as this is over with, I've got to go to a dinner with us, a couple of guys. But give me a call tomorrow, Tom, and we'll get everything else worked out. And if you don't mind, buddy, anytime after, I'm going to be on the road at 3 o'clock in the morning, so anytime after that, or tonight, that's be about midnight your time, so you can call me at midnight your time. But so anyway, it's our Wednesday night training session, and it's a pleasure to have everybody here. We got a full house tonight, so I can tell you now, do not drop out, or you will not get back in. If you have not done so yet, join our YouTube channel. Hang on, I got 15 people messaging me right now saying they can't get in. Maybe because it's full. Hang on just 1 second. Okay, I just sent a message. I just sent a text to all of them. But so anyway, join our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Instant App Wizard. And or like us at our Facebook page at facebook.com/Instant App Wizard. If you want a reminder each week, go to text app call to 904-548-3411. If you ever have a question on whether or not you're signed up for training, go to instantappwizard.com/training and you can sign up again. I know some of you sign up every single week. You really only need to sign up one time and you'll get your reminders every week. But that's fine too, however you want to do it. If you haven't joined our Facebook group, join our Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/Instant App Wizard. There is a ton of information that goes through that group. We've got some extremely intelligent. Matter of fact, somebody posted a business card a while ago. I don't remember who that was. If you have not seen that business card, look at that business card and click on it. It's got the guy that designed the business card on Fiverr. That was freaking awesome. I mean, that was fabulous. That was unbelievable. So, you know, there's a lot of great things that happen on that Facebook group. So if you're not a part of that, you're missing out. And that's about all I'm going to say about that. What I'm going to do real quick, let me find Gregory Woolbright. Here he is right here. Gregory is one of our new resellers. Came on, I think, January the 17th. So he's real fresh. But let me tell you something about Gregory. Gregory is out tearing it up, and Gregory is making it happen. And we were talking yesterday, and he said, you know what, Kerry? He said, I listen to all your trainings, and he said, you always say something that makes sense to me. Get off your butt and go to work. And so Greg takes that advice, and he goes out and he goes to work every day, and he's building a heck of a business up in Greeley, Colorado. It's a pleasure for me to introduce him right now. Let me bring up his microphone and make sure we're connecting. Gregory, can you hear me, buddy?
I'm finishing this. There's 5 minutes left.
I can't hear you.
Okay. Sounds like Gregory's got his family in the background, and that's a good thing. That's important to know that Gregory's a family man. I heard his wife giving him instructions, like all good husbands. So that's the first thing. That's the first thing we can all learn on this call. Take instructions from your wife, and everything will be okay. And I learned that a long time ago. So, but Greg, it's a pleasure to have you on tonight, my friend. Absolute pleasure. And Gregory is from Greeley, Colorado. That's just outside of Denver, correct?
Yeah, just about an hour north of Denver.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And Gregory, first off, let me ask you, just tell us a little bit about yourself. What got you involved with Instant App Wizard? What made you look at this program? What made you choose our platform? And kind of elaborate on those things and just give us an insight of where you came from, what you were doing, and what you're doing now.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I didn't go to college or anything like that, and so for me, I knew if I wanted to make a lot of money, I always heard a lot of people say that sales was the way to go. And then a little while after that, I heard that if you're going to do sales, you might as well do something with residual income. And so for the first 5 years of my career, I was in the insurance business, and I sold just a ton of insurance, door to door, getting out there early in the morning and working late into the evening. Often in a different state, really. I would leave my house on a Sunday night and get home on a Thursday afternoon every single week, and I would go meet new people and let them know a little bit about what I was offering. And so after I did that for 5 years and I got vested, I was looking for an opportunity to be able to make great money, but from home, where I didn't have to travel and leave my wife and my 2 little kids now. And so I found out about this. I don't know how I heard about. I think I saw something on Craigslist where someone was talking about selling mobile apps. And so I went down to Denver, Colorado on an interview. They hired me on the spot, and they said, "Here's the mobile app." And then I said, "Okay, guys, where's the training at, or what do I do, and what do I say, or what's the best way to do this?" And they had absolutely nothing. And so I came home. I told my wife that I love the concept of having a mobile app. I felt like it'd be good for businesses, but I have absolutely no way to be able to sell it. I don't know any tools. I don't know any training. I don't know the first thing about the industry. I don't know if it's complicated. I certainly don't know if it's simple. And so I came home, and I just kind of went online, actually, to find a little bit more information on it so I could actually take those skills and use it with the company that I was working for. And I was on YouTube typing in how to sell mobile apps B2B or some training on mobile apps, and then I came across Carrie Miller. I came across you. and that's where it all changed. And I was like, my goodness, who's this guy who knows all this stuff? And it was really just the training. And so after the training, just some of those different things on YouTube, I found out. I went to your guys' website and I saw the reseller program, and I said, my goodness, not only do I not have to work with somebody, I can actually own my own company, and at the same time build a residual income, and all the training and everything is provided. There was a massive amount of there's just a massive amount of training in the back office that really made this thing easy from the get-go. And so that's just a little bit about my story and how I got started with Instant App Wizard.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad you found me, dude.
Hey, me too, man.
I'll tell you a quick story. I was at a hotel in downtown Dallas. There was probably 5,000 people there, and a guy kept watching me and looking at me and everything. And he came over. He said, "I know you." And I'm thinking to myself, "I don't know you." And I went and got security later on because he kept watching me. And then I was going down the elevator at lunch, and I got to the bottom of the elevator, and I asked security to go down with me because I saw the guy waiting there. He walked up to me. He goes, "I've heard you." He said, "I've heard you on YouTube." He said, "You do webinars for Instant App Wizard." And so I said, "Yeah." So I guess people do find me on YouTube. But well, let me ask you.
Man, you're famous. You're famous, man. Famous.
Yeah. But so tell me what you did to start your business. What made you? How did you go about putting your business plan together, and how did you go about establishing exactly what you wanted to do?
Yeah. It's always been the same thing for me too, and I think anybody's listening on the call, it's always been the same thing for me, and I think doing anything I've ever done is I've always played to my strengths. And my strengths were being able to go out there and see people I didn't know, tell them about my story, and then ask them to do business with me. That was my strength. Another thing though is that I could never do anything that I didn't have conviction about. And so I really had to ask myself deep down whether I believed every business needed a mobile app. And once I believed that every business, and listening to a lot of your trainings and listening to all that, a lot of that information, and I went online, did a lot of research, and I came to the absolute conclusion that every business needs a mobile app. And especially with all the features that we offered, it became a part of my conviction. And so really what drove me to go out there and get out there and start talking to people immediately was I just really deep down believe that every business should have a mobile app, and that's where it began for me. It didn't begin really with it started obviously. I want to be able to make money. I wanted to have to make good income, but I needed something that was going to sustain me even if times got tough or whatever it is. And at the end of the day, no matter how you escape it, when I was listening to a lot of your trainings, it was the overwhelming statistics that listen, phones are not going anywhere. And so then of course 98% of the market didn't have a mobile app, and so I just knew it was wide open territory for me. And so that's really where I really delved in. But my first technique is not really any technique at all. It was really getting deep down in my spirit, man, that every business deserved to have this. I had a solution. They had a need. I wanted to see if we would be a match made. And I got out there, and within 2 days, I made a $1,500 sell, and of course $150 a month in residual.
So okay, and I can tell you this is one of the questions fixing to come down the pipe. How did you price your apps? What did you do in your business plan?
Sure.
When you sit down and said, "Hey, I'm going to price my apps this way. This is going to be my targets. This is what I'm going to do."
Oh, sure.
And tell us about that.
Yeah. Well, see, the other company that I was going to work for, they were selling their apps for $14.95 up front, and then $119 a month. And it didn't have nowhere near the capabilities of what ours could do. And again, this goes back to my conviction. I asked myself the question, what would I pay to have this service? And I felt comfortable saying that. I would pay such and such amount to be able to have this. At the same time, it's not $14.95 for every app. Sometimes it may be $350 or $400 or something like that. But there's really I don't say this arrogantly, but there's not really too many ways you can sell this and not make a profit on it. and I really do mean that.
That's so true. That's so true.
Right. Our cost is so low to be able to have this. I mean, so again, every business is a little bit different, but again, I don't charge more than $1,500 or $1,500 up front, and it just kind of depends on what they're, depends on maybe their business and some of the things they're looking to do, and just really that's just kind of how I kind of go about it. Again, there's not really any special way. I kind of go into every business knowing that I can't lose money, with the app, I guess you could say, regardless of how I price it.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah. Now let me ask you this, and I get this so much from people, and I think it's important for them. When you go in and you know what your prices are, do you waver on your prices, or is it, hey, this is my prices, this is the product I have, this is where I'm coming from?
Mm.
How do you negotiate your pricing? How do you overcome that? What's your strategy when you go in and they say, well, I'm not going to pay that, or wow, that's not enough, or do you see where I'm coming from with that?
Yeah. Again, Kerry, that goes back to conviction. I have no problem telling a business owner, listen, don't try to nickel and dime me. I know that you need this, and I know I have a solution. Let's make sure it's fair for everybody involved. And I really do mean that when I say that to, if I'm just speaking with a business owner or something like that. But the bottom line is that the way I kind of go about it is, first of all, when I walk into, let me just say this, as I never really walk into a business with one price. I usually have about 3 different prices that I can kind of fluctuate in between, I guess you could say, if they want the mobile app without social media, because they have, it depends on really where they are. But I may go in there with maybe 2 or 3 different prices that I have in the back of my mind that I'm going to be able to work with. But absolutely, I certainly don't just drop my prices just for the sake of because they want me to, you know.
Right, right.
At the end of the, yeah, you know what I mean. At the end of the, it's like this, Carrie. You know, I don't even know if I heard you say it, but I heard this. I heard the story of a dentist, and he was pulling this guy's tooth, and he says, "Hey, doc, you know, how long is this going to take?" And the doc says, "Hey, it's going to take about 30 seconds." He goes, "Oh, geez, how much is it? How much does it cost?" He says, $60. He says, "Well, my goodness, $60 for 30 seconds?" And the dentist says, "Well, I can take as long as you want." And so I think for me, I think at the end of the day, obviously I have a conscience. I got to feel good about what I'm doing. I certainly know that I have a great service. And so I'm never ever going to get into a situation with a business owner where they're asking me to take, you know, $800 off the price or something like that, because, well, I don't think that for me, to me, again, as an ethical arena, I feel like there's, hey, my job is to make sure that they see value in my product, and if they don't see value in my product, well, then, hey, they don't need my product. But for the most part, I'm pretty strong, and I'll tell you this, is that the business owners, a lot of them will even tell me, you know, man, I've never seen someone as passionate about this as you are. Or, you know, I've had people tell me, you know, are you going to go next door and sign these people up if I don't do it? And I said, well, I'm probably going to sign them up even if you do it. You know, but again, I don't feel like necessarily like I'm a salesman. I really do feel like, you know, if you're a doctor, you know, you offer, you know, your doctor service, you're a lawyer, you offer those services. And I think that we offer an invaluable technology for every small business.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, you know, you hit the nail on the head, and I hope everybody heard what he just said. If you don't hear anything else he said, remember this, okay? Somebody said you broke up on the charge. Say again what you charge real quick. On your pricing.
Again, yeah, my pricing. My pricing. Again, I don't charge more than $1,500. But again, at the same time, I really know that I don't take a loss. You know, if I sell it for $350 or $400. But when I go in there, I pretty much have my price points. My price points are, you know, could be, you know, $1,500 and then maybe $795 and then $350 and then or $400 or something like that. But those are just pretty much those are pretty much the points that I try to remain at. So.
Okay,
Yeah.
Did everybody get that missed that a while ago? Okay, we'll go ahead and take these questions real quick that's coming across about pricing, and I knew there'd be a lot of these. What do you include for the $1,500 setup and for your price points?
Yeah. Well, first of all, we have the loyalty program. That's incredible. We have the Foursquare, which is also incredible. We include the entire social media. I mean, you name it. I mean, the social media, the Yelp, the whole thing. We put it all pretty much. We put all that into the platform. Of course, there's the mobile app itself, which standard pricing just for a mobile app can be anywhere between $3,000 and $40,000. That doesn't include loyalty program. That doesn't include social media. It doesn't include any of those different things. And then, of course, where else am I missing it? Of course, you know, they can send us photos and pictures and all of those different things as well. And of course, we just customize them the app pretty much. And I throw all that stuff in there. Reputation management may come in that as well. Just kind of depends on their business, but pretty much the whole enchilada. It's really the whole enchilada. And then again, that's the $1,500. When I say $1,500, I want you guys to keep this in mind. Is that when I say $1,500, I'm talking about in exchange for my time. So if I'm going to take all your photos and I'm going to do all that stuff, if I'm going to build you a Facebook page because you don't have one, if we're going to build you a Twitter page because you don't have one, see, that's my time there. And so if you have a Facebook, you have Twitter, you have all that good stuff, well, then maybe we will go down to the $795 because you have all that, and I'll just connect the dots there for you. And I don't have to take the time to be able to create that. So then $795 gets you the mobile app, and then we take everything that you have and we put it there. And then, of course, if we're at $350 or $400, well, then basically I'm building the app for you. You can send me maybe one or two photos. We'll make you a very, very basic. If you don't have a Facebook and you don't want to pay to have a Facebook, if you don't have a Twitter and you don't want to pay to have a Twitter, well, we'll at least get you something set up. And then in the future, as you begin to work with this, then we can certainly upgrade in the future. How does that sound? So that's pretty much my layout, guys.
Anybody else have any questions on that? Anybody at all? Can he give us the? Do you have an app? Do you have one of your apps that app URL that you could share real quick that I could type in here? I'm not sure how to type it in here.
My wife just walked out the door, and I don't take care of any of that, guys. Sorry.
Okay. Hey,
my wife. But I'll get all that to you though for sure.
Okay. Yeah, that'll work.
My wife actually. Just so you guys know how we do that is I kind of sell it, and my wife kind of really does all the design work and all that good stuff for the applications.
So what's your elevator speech? I think that means your sales pitch.
Oh yeah, for sure. So my name of the company is called the Woolbright Group. So I just say TWG. So I say, listen, Carrie, my name is Gregory. I'm with TWG, the mobile communications company, and then I just stop. And they say, oh, okay, or whatever. And I say, listen, I'm working with some of the businesses here in the area on increasing their penetration within the market and obviously increasing sales as well. I don't have too much time to talk now. When will you guys be around? Usually in the morning or in the afternoon? And that's pretty much it, really. I don't necessarily call it an elevator speech, but I'm with the mobile communications company, working with businesses to be able to increase their penetration within the market. And sometimes you might hear, like, what's this all about? Oh, okay, you haven't heard about this yet. Well, we definitely need to make sure we definitely need to make sure that we get together and talk about this. I pretty much don't tell them anything until I can tell them everything, which requires 10 minutes of their time. And I definitely use curiosity to set the appointment.
Hey, give us an idea about.
Answer your question?
Yeah. Give us an idea about the curiosity.
Yeah. Well, if I just walk into your door, if I just let's say it's you, Carrie, right? If you have your business and I walk into your business and you start asking me a bunch of questions and you don't want to sit down with me, well, I'm not going to give you all the information you can say no to me. I'm not going to give you enough information just for you to say no or to make an opinion that you're not interested. I think that I want you to make a decision on whether or not to meet with me because I'm a nice guy or not. I mean, that's where I want you to make your decision off of. Because I think when I sit down with you and I show you all, what this whole thing can do for you, well, then you can make more of an informed decision. There's no way that I can just say there's maybe one or two things and you'll say, okay, I'm ready to buy, sit down, sign me up. Or I say one or two things and you'll say, man, yes, I'm interested. There's no way that happens. And so if you're asking me a bunch of questions, I say, listen, well, man, Carrie, you're going to love what I have to show you. I can't talk about it right now. We have a few minutes. Or you're going to say, well, what's this? You're going to say, well, what can it do? Well, when can we get together? If I let curiosity set the appointment. I don't go in there and I don't throw up and I don't say everything and then pretty much get my entire presentation without making sure that these guys are ready to make a decision after I presented my value proposition.
Okay, any other questions on his how he gets in the door? Are you going door to door? How are you setting your appointments? Are you going door to door or you get down on the streets?
Yeah,
where are your leads coming from?
Yeah, I just go straight door to door. I just walk into it. To me, I found it the easiest way because the reason why I did that is because, well, to me, I think every business needs it.
Yeah, right,
so
right.
I think every business needs it, and they're small business owners, so they're not like multi-millionaires and on vacations, for 6 months at a time. They're inside that business, whether it's going to be in the morning or late evening or whatever. I'm going to certainly catch you in there, and I'm just going to stop by and let you know, hey, Carrie, I'm working with a lot of the people here in the area. I haven't had enough time to catch up with you. I want to make sure that I do that. Will you be around tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon? Well, what's this all about? Listen, I can't wait to show it to you. I don't have time to talk about it now. Will you be around tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow morning? And so that's kind of the idea. Is I don't close on the mobile app again, guys. When I go into a business, all my leads come from just going straight, door to door. But I close on the appointment, not on them understanding everything that I do. And then when I get inside the building and I'm doing the appointment, well, then obviously my job is to make sure that I do a great job showing how this solution can fit their needs. Then after that, if I've answered all their questions, then I proceed to the close. And then now that we've agreed, then I close. So.
Okay. And somebody said, who do you ask to see? Obviously, you ask to see the owner or the decision maker.
When I walk into the business, is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just kind of ask. I don't know. It just kind of depends on the day, really. I might ask for the boss man, or I might ask, who's the person who makes decisions based on increasing business. Or I may ask questions like that, because what I don't do is I never, and again, this is what I mean by curiosity, is that I never tell the receptionist enough information to go back there and tell the boss man what I said, and then he can make a decision based off of what she just told him, which is not nearly enough to be able to make an informed decision.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. You spill too much, man. You ain't going to get in. I can tell you that right now. Because
well, yeah, right.
He's going to listen to that secretary a whole lot quicker than he's going to listen to you.
Yeah. And you think about this, we spend so much time learning. We listen to all these trainings, right? And you have so many videos on there. And again, I'm so thankful for that. But you have so many trainings and all that different stuff. And so it's taken me, really taking a good grasp on all of this being offered. It's taking some time, really. And so when I go in there and I spend just 10 seconds with the secretary, and I go and she goes back there and she feels like she knows everything about my business, and then she's trying to sell it to the guy to come out here. Then he says, no, tell the guy I'm not interested. Well, I put 60 hours into learning this. There's no way you're going to learn what I just learned in 10 seconds.
Right.
And then ask him to make a decision to meet with me. And so, again, that's where curiosity sets the appointment as well.
Absolutely. Somebody says, what's your appointment to close ratio?
My appointment to close ratio? Can you rephrase that, I guess?
How many appointments do you set? How many people do you see a day? And out of those number of people do you see a day, how many of them do you close? I think that's kind of what they're asking.
Sure, yeah. So, it's funny you asked that, because I'm actually getting ready to step it up into gear next week. But on average, like if I go out, like tomorrow, I'll be going out. I haven't done really too much this week, but tomorrow I'll go out. And generally, if I talk to maybe say 5 business owners, I'll probably set 3 or 4 appointments. And then if I do 4 appointments, I will certainly sell anywhere between 2 and 3 of those.
So 50 to 75% of the people you talk to, and you're getting about 40%. So everybody catch that? You're getting about 40% of who you set, and then you're closing about 50 to 75% of those.
Right. Well, again, the numbers just kind of, it depends. Cause it's funny you say that, because I was in Windsor, Windsor, Colorado, right?
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So I said 10. So I went over there. I only talked to 11 people, and I set 10 appointments, and then again, I only ran 3 of those appointments, and I had to reschedule because something came up. But we sold all 3 of those ones. And so I think with time, it definitely gets better, but it's been averaging, again, I would say it's probably averaging close to about 75% right now.
Okay. Well, they're flying by with the questions here. Are you building a demo for every person, or are you going in with a demo of what you got? I know there's pros and cons to both sides. We got some people that are very, very successful that's building a demo before they walk in. We've got some people who have enough apps built because they've been out and sell. I want everybody to hear what I'm fixing to say. We have several resellers that are very, very, very successful. They've got enough apps built where they can go out and show those apps, what they've already built and already sold, that they don't have to build a demo app for everyone. But then there are those who haven't done anything, so they have to build a demo app for everyone. Are you building a demo app, or are you just showing the apps that you're building?
I got to say this, I would love to have demo apps built for every business I walked into, but there's no way I can convince my wife to do that. But
it goes back to the boss thing, folks.
And yeah, she's the breadwinner too, so or she's the bread getter. Well, I don't know how to say that, but she determines all that good stuff. But no, I don't do that. I have some apps on my phone, and that's kind of what I use. I use those.
Okay.
to be able to do that.
You know, and I know, and I'll go back and I'll mention this because y'all have listened to the story of Roger Pineda many times. Roger Pineda has enough apps built now with such a diversity of clients that he doesn't have to build a demo app anymore. He goes in with the apps he's already built. So go out and make enough sales, then you don't have to worry about demo apps. But you heard what he said about the demo apps. If he could convince his boss to make enough, he would be more than happy to do that. But she's in charge, and he's got to work with what he's got. I hear you, brother. I got the same problem. Let's see here. Let me go back. Let me go back up here. Let me ask you about texting. And I was looking today, so I know that you're selling texting with just about every app. Give me your spiel on texting and what you're doing to close those. And I've said this 1,000 times. Yeah. We've got resellers that are doing nothing but selling texting packages, making high 5 figures a year, and they're giving the apps away. Tell me what you're doing with your texting.
Yeah, I tell you, remember when I told you, when I walk into a door, I'm Gregory Woolbright, I'm TWG, the mobile communications company, and I'm working with businesses to increase their penetration within the market. So my whole idea is penetration within the market. So and this is, I say this pretty much at every appointment that I go to, I say, hey, Carrie, let me ask you a quick question. It's Friday night and you got 10 friends. One of them gives you a call and says, hey, let's get together. Well, that person who actually gives you a call actually has a higher chance of getting together with you over the other 9 who thought about it, right? So that's the same way it works with this, is that texting is the direct line of communication. And businesses that are wondering why business is slow or why they have a Tuesday that's slow or, they're wishing business can increase or whatever it is, the idea here is that when you send out a text message, you have a direct line of communication, whereas where everybody else is wondering or wanting people to come in, you actually have an ability to be able to communicate with those guys instantly. And that's my whole deal on that. It's to me, it's penetration. It goes further and deeper than coupons coming in the mail or something like that. 97. Well, again, I just tell these guys, if you send out 100 text messages, 97 to 100 of those messages are going to be read. And again, you can stay up to date with those guys. Again, it's all about having that communication, using the form of communication that all your people already use in the first place, so it's not out of the ordinary for those guys. I believe in text messaging. I think it's powerful, and I think every business should have that line of communication open to the people they're working with.
Everybody catch that? Texting is so important. Of course, I preach that every week, but texting is so important. Somebody says here, what level are most of your apps? The 1500, 750, 400, etc. What is your mean price?
It's right in the middle. It's right. That's probably the 795, I would say. Okay. The 795 is probably where most of them are.
Everybody catch that? And let me tell you something, guys. I mean, this isn't rocket science. It don't take me to 795 apps a week to make a hell of a living. No,
not at all.
I mean, you go sell 2 of those. You go sell 2 of those a week, and you're making great money. No, 795 is
big time.
795 is your setup, correct? Is that a 795 annual, or is that a?
Yeah, you're cutting out a little. Say that last part again.
The 795 is that the setup, and then what is your monthly residual?
Daddy.
No, that's the 795. No, they still have the monthly. They still have the monthly fee. 795 is just the setup.
795 is the setup.
All the upfront fees are all set up.
Okay, and what is your monthly? Your average monthly?
My average monthly is honey, what's my average? About $90 a month. My average.
Okay, $90 a month. So that's good money.
Oh, by the way, if I can say that does not include my fee for the text messaging. So when I say average $90 a month, I'm including, that's not including 105 is how I would say that. So if I sell it for 105, well then I'm saying $90.
Okay.
So if it's 105 a month, I'm just saying $90. That's my cut.
Okay.
So my average is $90.
Right.
Is what I have coming.
Your net out. Okay. Kenny's asking. Kenny, he's only been doing it
Yes,
since
sir.
January 17th. This is March, so I'm sure he don't have a lot of case studies right now. But he's asking, do you have any case studies on what these apps? And he's saying, now this is a good question though. Are you teaching them the marketing platform? Are you giving them some training when you go in? Or you sit down with them?
Mm. Well, absolutely. I think the best business is the book. I say that the business that pays is the business that stays. So after after I get them sold and everything like that, and they're set up, and we've made a decision to continue a business relationship, because that's really the only thing that I want to begin with these guys is a business relationship. So after that, right away they'll get a welcome email from the Woolbright group, usually within 24 hours. And then, of course, my wife will follow up within the next day and just say, hey, thank you, welcome to the Woolbright group, that kind of thing. Or any questions we can answer for you guys, or something like that. And then after the app is set up, it usually takes about a week, we'll actually go in there, or my wife will actually go in there and do an entire walkthrough with everybody and meet all the staff and things like that, and get everybody set up and teach them how to be able to use that. And then, of course, right after that, we get in there one more time to get them the signs. I just want these guys to feel like we're extremely active in the very beginning, and it creates a lot less work for me on the back end.
That's exceptional. That's exceptional. And guys, I've preached. I'm going to tell you right now, and I'll tell everybody here again. And he just said it. He's building a business relationship. If you guys are not building a business relationship, if you are not meeting with your customers, if you're not going out talking to your clients, if you're not training your people how to do it, and of course, fortunately, he's got his wife to do that. But if you're not doing that, or you do not have somebody doing that, you are going to lose that customer. They're going to be there for however long that they paid you for, and they're going away. And your residual income's going out the door. And if you do not treat that customer like he is number one, and I don't care if you got 1,000 of them that are number one, if you're not treating them like they're number one, they're not going to hang around. And you would not either. I mean, think of yourself. Put yourself in that customer's position, and you just paid somebody $795, and you're paying them $100 a month. So you just popped out $1,200 a year, and you never saw that person, and he gave you something and you didn't know how to use it. Why stick around? And so you heard what he said. He's constantly contacting them right up front. He's got, I think, 15 customers right now is what he's got. I just looked at his thing. So,
yeah,
2.5 months, he's got 15.
I've done about.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I've done. I've probably done right around. My wife and I were looking at this just earlier today, by the way, because I was coming, getting ready to do this with you tonight. But I've done 20 presentations, so I'm right at 75%.
Okay.
So that's actually pretty cool.
That's excellent. That's excellent. And at an average of $795 up front and $100 a month, he's bringing in a pretty good income, and not even with where his business is right now, just starting out. So, I mean, think where this guy's going to be. Think of this. He started the middle of January. It probably took him 2 weeks to figure out how his how his business was even going to work, how to even use the system. And he did something that's very important that nobody does, and I want to commend you for this. He watches the stinking videos. He watches the training videos. Isn't that amazing that he went back and watched training videos to learn how to do this? I mean, if everybody on this call knew how many people called me and said, how do I do this? And we've gone through the training, and they say, well, where are the training videos? It just makes me want to hang up the phone, because if you're not willing to help yourself, I sure can't help you. And but right. He's done it correctly, and he listens, and because he listened, he's building a successful business. And I mean, I don't know if I can say it any more clearer than that, but that's pretty much the way it is. And I got to commend you for that. Greg is asking, what's your closing statement? When you go in for the kill and you cut the juggler out and you hang him up by the tree, what is your close? How do you close that customer?
Yeah, Kerry, for most folks, I'm sure you can tell that it's not even a question if they should have this. It's just more of a question of which level makes the most sense for them. Most people do start with the $14.95. However, we do have a few that start with $7.95. But again, it's about doing what's in your best interest. And I put my pen down, and I say what works best for you. And I look down at the paper, I pins at the paper, and I'm not even looking at those guys, and I'm just shut up completely. That's it.
You know what they say? You know what they always say, man? the first person that talks after a close loses. That's always the case. So,
Yeah,
so
right.
what you close, this is what everybody's got to learn to do. Shut your trap. Don't move your lips. Let them speak
That's it.
next.
That's it.
Kenny does is amazing. He actually watches the videos. And he says that's the best feature of this system. And that's true. Kenny, thank you for that, brother.
Yeah.
Kenny says that's probably one of the best features we have, and that is so true. It's the training. But let's see here. Let me go back to a couple. Greg, man, I'm proud of you, dude. Next time I'm up to Greeley, we're going to go out to lunch.
Hey, that'd be awesome.
I mean, closing statement. Let me go back up here real quick because man, these flew by so quick in the beginning.
Yeah, the closing statement. You want me to say that again then, or?
No, I was just reading as I was going through there. What businesses
okay.
what businesses are you targeting, or do you have a specific niche that you're targeting, or are you all over the place?
You know, it's funny. If you look at my back office, you'll see I have some liquor stores in there, and just because I sold a liquor store, that was my first one that I sold, and I was like, I'm gonna go to everybody. But yeah, no, I mean, I have liquor stores. Just signed up a barber shop. We have a bowling alley that we're doing right now as well. Yeah, no, they're just kind of all mixed up at this time. We got some clubs in there. I think it's like a bar, but we got 2 bars in there that we set up as well. And then yeah, that's it.
So, and it kind of goes back to his first statement, and I say this to everybody. Everybody's your customer. If you walk by a business and you do not walk in and talk to those people, then guess what you just did? You missed out on a sale because somebody like Gregory's going to walk in right behind you, and he's going to sell them. You know? And what a shame that would be when you go back and you see the QR code in their window, and then you find out it was another instant appointment reseller. Then you found out Kerry actually went in there and sold that, you know, or Gregory went in and sold that. You say, gosh, dang, man, I should have looked in that business. You know, everybody's a customer. That is so true. Let me see here. Any restaurants? Somebody's asking here any restaurants.
Do we have any restaurants, Dave? No, I guess we don't have a restaurant. No restaurant, yeah.
Hey, Gregory, I love you every time you ask that question. Yeah, you're my man after my own heart. At least you don't hide it. Tell her we appreciate all of her hard work in building this business. We should have interviewed her.
You should have interviewed you, Mom.
But it looks like Kenny Dutton's already done the math here. He's done almost $12,000 in setup and doing $1,500 a month already, guys. And he's been in business 2.5 months. And for you guys that are sitting on your butts out there and you're saying, man, I wish I could make $500 a month, you better listen to this training tonight, and so that you can get out and go do it. Okay. He goes, here's a good question. How do I get my wife to emulate Gregory's wife? Do like Gregory does and listen to everything she says. Hey, this is a good question here, and we get this a lot, actually. What do you wear when you go out and sell? How formal do you get? I sell in slacks and a polo.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. That's the same thing I do. I just kind of wear slacks and a polo, or slacks and a button-down shirt or something like that. But yeah, that's it. I don't wear no suit and tie and anything like that.
Yeah, this really in a suit and tie business. You know, you're not selling pharmaceuticals. You're going to get down and dirty with these folks and show them the app. Now, when you go in to sell the app, are you demoing the app right there on the spot? I mean, the app that you're showing them, are you going through? Are you giving them the QR? Are you giving them, hey, let me text this to you, or how do you do that?
Yeah, when I go for the actual appointment or
Yes, sir.
to do the presentation.
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
No, I'll pull up an app on my phone. And just so everybody knows how I do it. But when I pull up an app on the phone, obviously there's all the links on there. Like there's contact us now, or it says punch card. All that stuff is right there. So I actually have my apps, the ones that I used when I do the presentation. I have all the tabs laid out in a systematic order, and then I pretty much go through each one of those tabs with the customer. So when I get to the punch card, I'll say, this is actually really good for loyalty, and then I go through that one. And then the very next tab after that, I'll say maybe directions. If someone's coming into the area and they find you on Foursquare, they're able to either text that number or whatever it may be. pull up the app and it'll give them door-to-door directions from wherever they are directly here. And so I just use the app really as my presentation, if I can say that.
And that just answers the next question. What do you do, guys? If you're choosing no, I'm here. I was just saying they were just asking that question. If you're using anything other than that app for your presentation, you need to go home and throw whatever you've got out the window, because that presentation ain't worth 15 cents. People want to know what that app is. I could care less if you walk in with a laptop and show me a presentation. I want to know what that app is going to do for me today. I could care less about your 15-cent PowerPoint presentation. If everybody's using that, I apologize for that. You might have paid more than 15 cents for it. But that's about what it's worth. You're wasting your customers' time. You're wasting your customers' time. They want to see how the app works. That's what you're selling them. You're not selling them a PowerPoint presentation.
If I can say this too as well, Kerry. When I'm talking to a business, I say, Kerry, if you have a business, I say, here's the thing: is obviously you want to have some mobile real estate because it's the hottest commodity on the earth right now. Let's just keep that simple, right? I said the idea is that when they walk in here, when they walk out, they should walk out with your business in their pocket, and I have a way for you to be able to do that. And that's it. And they can open up that app. They can find you on Facebook. They can find you on Twitter. They can find you anywhere. But listen, here's the idea. The idea is, Kerry, you're in business to make money. You're in business to make profits. I can tell you that if you're not on mobile, you're not where your customers are. If you're in the phone book, now you're showing up there with 1,000 other competitors. If you send a coupon in the mail, it comes with 25 other coupons. But when you send a text message, it shows up by itself, and so you have their attention for at least that next few seconds, all by your lonesome. And that's the idea. And if you don't have direct line of communication, you're missing out as well. Does that make sense? And they understand that.
Do you guys understand what he's doing here? He is putting the onus on the owner. He is telling them, hey, if you're smart, if you want to keep your business going, if you want to increase your business, if you want your customers coming back, if you want to use a tool that will bring your customers back, I've got it right here in my hand. And he's almost telling them, if you don't use this, you're not very smart. He's doing it in a very kind way. He's doing it in a very kind way, but he's saying, guys, this is what you need. This is what everybody's using. Look around. And he's saying that in a very kind and generous way. But, it's almost like he takes the phone in and slaps him upside the head and says, hey, dummy, can you see what I'm doing here? Can you see what you're missing out on? But, let's see. When you go in and train on the marketing platform, how do you demonstrate the marketing platform?
Yeah, well, what's funny is that a lot of those guys are already using, maybe they're using Facebook or Twitter or something like that. But the sign, I think, are you asking how I guess I don't understand the question before I answer it. Let me make sure I'm answering.
Yeah. How do you demonstrate the marketing platform to them, or do you get them involved and then go in and train them on a marketing platform? How are you opening them up to the marketing platform?
Obviously I sell the marketing platform, and then my wife goes in and trains them. I have no idea what she does, but I know they all love it.
There you go. Guys, I'm telling you, the brains behind this operation is sitting behind him. But that pretty much answered that question. Yeah, she's going in and listen, guys. Listen, I don't know if you're missing what he's saying. After he sells the package and goes over everything, his wife goes in and holds a complete training with the entire business. Okay, and I can tell you, Roger Pineda does the same thing. After he gets everything sold, he goes in and he does a complete training with the entire business. This isn't just training the manager. It's training the entire staff so that they understand how to use the system, how to get people to scan the QR code. They got to make sure that the app is on their phone. You've got to do the whole thing. Yeah, he's going over the basics. He's selling them the app.
And I can tell you that.
Go ahead.
Right. I can tell you how important that is. In fact, today, the first client that I sold was a liquor store at Westside Liquor, in fact. And like I said, my wife did the whole training with all of the employees and things like that. And it was actually funny that you're bringing this up, because today one of the employees called to make sure that we got our residual payment she wanted to make sure that she had the address correct for the residual payment because she didn't want to lose the service because the employees enjoy it so much as well. And so that's the benefit of always making sure that everybody's involved because it doesn't just put it all on the owner's head, but everybody loves the ease and their jobs are secured when business is coming inside the door. And if there's no profits in there, then then they got to worry about losing their jobs or anything like that. But yeah, today one of the employees actually called my wife and wanted to make sure she had the address correct for the residual payment, just to make sure that the service was still intact at all times. So that was awesome.
Everybody catch that? How do you handle billing, the initial payment, and then the residual? It's a great question, Kenny.
Yeah. So as of recently, well, again, we have a merchant account, of course, but then of course we do. We have the monthly. The first client that I was telling you about, she has to send her payment in every single month because we didn't have our merchant account set up. But after I collect a check from those guys, that usually will be the only check I have to collect because I take all that information and of course they sign the authorization form and then it just gets transferred from the account monthly. And that's how that usually goes. If that was the question.
Yeah, that's the question.
Okay.
Okay. Very good. Very good. What kind of merchant account are you using? PayPal or a regular merchant account?
I think, what the hell do we do? Pay Simple. Is that what you, yeah, Pay Simple. Sorry, guys. Listen, I tell you what. Hey, you don't have to know everything to do this business.
Somebody asked if you had an extra room so they could send their wife to stay with your wife for a couple of weeks. But
yeah, no, I don't. I probably don't know 90% about this business, but I know. I guess I know enough that it makes sense to me, and man, I guess I'm just kind of sure that it'll make sense to you. That's all I really know. And again, you don't have to know the details, guys. And I don't know the details. I still don't know everything that we can do. But I think the concept at the end of the day is, I just kind of go back to what you were saying earlier. Again, this is kind of how I always do it. But a picture shows more or says more than 1,000 words can ever do. And so that's the reason why I use the app. I don't do any PowerPoint presentation. I don't do any of that because when I'm sitting down with the business, when I pull up an app, I say, listen, this is an entire business all in one neat little package. And so what we're going to do is we're going to figure out your business's story. We're going to put it all here in one place. And now it's a picture of where their business can be all on everybody's phones. And that's all I really know about it. I don't really know more than that. I know that I can send a text message out on my phone. I know that they know how that works. And so all I'm simply saying is, here, let's put your business in one place. Let's make sure we set you up with some texting keywords. And let's make sure that not only do they have your business in their pocket, but you have an opportunity to reach out to them at any time of the day, drop of a second, drop of a hat, business is slow, let's get somebody in here right now. So the whole thing for me is just instant communication, and that's all I really understand. I don't understand much more than that, guys.
that's an excellent. If you didn't get nothing out of this whole thing, y'all better listen to that one. QR codes, table tents, window clings. Do you show them all that stuff and how that works, or you bring it up and they understand it? And your wife goes in and closes the trading on all that stuff.
Yeah, so they'll understand that they'll get all that. So after I go through the app, after I go through the whole process, and I don't talk about any of that stuff really until after the close, and then I'm wrapping up. And I'll say, guys, so let me just kind of let you know the next few steps and the process of what's going to happen over the next few weeks. And then I'll let them know they're going to get a welcome email. I'm also going to let them know they're going to get a call just to answer any questions right away, just so we can clear that up for those guys. Also, they're going to have, someone coming in there to be able to explain to them how everything works and just really how simple it is. But just so you guys know, in the welcome email that we have, it actually says that in order to be successful, we recommend that you take about 25 to 35 minutes or so to understand and learn your back office, even after we visited with you. And so that's how that works. But yeah, I just kind of let them know. As soon as the close is done, say, well, listen, guys, like, welcome to the Woolbright group. These are going to be this is, I just kind of want to take a moment or so and, let you know the process, or at least the next few steps that are going to happen over the next few weeks. Then I go into the signs, explain to them what's going to happen. You'll have signs. We'll generate those for you guys. You guys don't have to worry about that cost. We're just going to throw that in on top of, that's a perk, man. That's a perk, man. I do that for free. And so the signs, and we're gonna do all that for free and all that good stuff for you guys. And she'll come in, get you guys set up with that, and then yeah, that's it, guys. That's it.
It don't get no simpler than that. Somebody said maybe they could sell this after all. Yeah, I tell you, if you make it any more difficult than what Gregory's doing, you're making it way too difficult. He's really got the same philosophy, and it's kind of funny listening to you and your great success, and listening to Roger Pineda and his great success. You guys really have this. Your approach is a little bit different, but your sales technique is the very same. Show the stinking app, and
Right.
I mean, he's not going in with nothing fancy. He's going in with what he's selling. That'd be like a car salesman walking out with a television set and say, "Hey, watch this guy drive this car around Colorado." He puts you in the car.
Right.
He puts you in the car and he lets you drive the car. So let him drive the car. Let's see here if there's any more questions here. Guys, ask now or forever hold your peace, because we may never get Greg back once he hits about $200,000 a year. By then, his wife will have a
yeah, right?
Yeah. Just in case the video does not render, what is happening again? I don't understand what that means. And I was thinking of charging $397 setup. Guys, we've got people that do this every day. They charge a $99 setup fee and $99 a month. We got guys that don't charge any setup fee at $99 a month. We got people that are selling these things at $49 a month and making a killing. I mean, I know it's all over the place on the pricing, but I don't know if you heard what Gregory said. It doesn't matter what you charge for this, you're going to make money. And
right.
so if you're selling them at $49, yeah, you got to sell a few more. But hey, it is what it is.
I would say this though. You want to be? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just getting ready to read. But go ahead. Don't let me stop you.
I will say this is that you don't want to communicate no value. And so, you can price it at pretty much whatever you want to and still make a profit at it. But at the same time, I do want to make sure that, someone will say to me, for example, I actually had a client who did this. This is the first client because, we had went through the pricing or whatever. I was still trying to figure it out. And they were talking about, $350, or I can't remember what it was exactly. And I said, listen, hey, I just want to make sure you guys understand that $350 is not the price. We're talking about $1,500. I don't need you to be thinking about a $350 decision. I need you to be thinking about a $1,500 decision, and because I want to make sure that there's value there. And for me, and again, this is my personal philosophy. And again, it's just me. Everybody else has their own convictions. But to me, if you pay $49 to me, and you cancel next month, I didn't do you any good, and you didn't do any. I don't know how to explain that. But I know for me personally, this is me personally. I know that by securing a good amount up front, I know you plan to actually work what you have invested in, and that's where my mindset is. I know you're not going to, just get it and play around with it, or get it this month and then cancel it next month, because you're not getting that $1,500 back. So you might as well, see if you can get that, see if you can get it to work.
Right? Yeah.
And so that's it. I just want to make sure that value is there. And so, again, personally, Carrie, if you came to me and you said, hey, I'm going to sell this for $50 to you, more than likely I wouldn't buy it. You said it's $1,500. Well, I think for me, my ears personally will open up because, man, what a value do you have so much that you're charging that price for? Well, let me show you. I'm talking about direct communication. I'm talking about instant communication. I'm talking about your business in somebody's pocket. I'm talking about no matter where they are, they don't have to sit down, they don't have to turn on television, they don't have to buy a newspaper. They're sitting down on the couch watching a TV, their phone beeps, they answer it, and it's you. It says, stop by right now between the hours of 2 to 4. That's what we're talking about.
Good point. Good point. Let's see here. Great point about not committing. Are you in the Facebook group, Gregory?
No, sir.
They were just asking.
I don't have a Facebook.
No. In our Facebook group, in the Instant App Wizard Facebook group.
No, I don't have a Facebook. I don't even know how to work a Facebook, to be honest.
Oh, get your wife on the phone. They were just, if you get one and you get in the group, they were just asking if they could ask you some questions in the group. But hey, he told me earlier he had to go buy a microphone just to talk to you guys tonight. He asked me how you hooked one up to the computer. So, but
oh yeah, man! I mean, I took 2 hours just trying to find out where to plug the microphone out into the darn computer.
I hear you. Any other questions here? I know it's starting to get. They said, "Can they rent your wife?" I'm sure she would go to work for every one of y'all at a very good price.
Oh yeah. She likes the money, man.
Obviously. What's the population of Greeley?
I think it's like 90,000. 90,000.
And are you just selling Greeley, or are you selling all of the Denver area? Or I'm sure you will.
No, Greeley and Windsor. I haven't traveled more than probably 10 minutes away from my house yet to sell it. But yeah, no. I say in Greeley so far. Okay. All right. Everybody says you're encouraging. Great call. Great information. Any other questions, guys? Because I'm fixing to let Gregory go because we're past the 9 o'clock hour here, and I want to make sure you've got everything you need. I'm sure we can get Gregory back one night or get anybody in. Great call. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Anybody else, real quick? One more question or a couple more questions. Kenny says, get your wife to say hi. She doesn't do anything less than $100 a minute, so. Kenny, if you want to write her a check and send it through Pal Swap real quick. Hey, like I say, hey, before we do anything, we take our payment up front.
Yeah, I don't blame you. That's a good. Hey, great. Hey, thanks everybody. Hey, Gregory, man, I can't wait to meet you in person. I'm telling you, this was absolutely wonderful. I mean, absolutely wonderful. Everybody's saying thank you so much, and great success. And I know you're going to do good, man. Your personality just flows through this phone or through this microphone. And
I appreciate that.
It's awesome, man. And congratulations to you, both of you and your wife, man. This is a team effort, and I'm telling you, we've got a lot of teams that do Instant App Wizard. Husband, wife team, girlfriend, boyfriend team. There's a lot of teamwork going on. And so, you guys look at that, and there's nothing any greater than working with the person you love and doing something with the person you love and sharing that. And obviously you could hear his kids in the background. He's a family man. He's got his priorities right, for one. You heard him say, I did some things this week and I didn't work. I can tell you he probably did some family things, and he probably took care of those kids. And he probably took care of his wife.
Absolutely.
And he took his wife out to dinner, and he did the important things in life that are first. And that's why he's successful in the end. And I hope you all take note of that. Gregory, thank you very much. What is your wife's name, Gregory, if you don't mind me asking?
Her name is Charisma.
Charisma. There you. That says it all. That says it all. So Charisma and Gregory, and you tell her thank you. And man, I appreciate you coming on tonight and spilling your heart.
Can I say one more thing?
Sure, you bet, buddy. Go ahead.
Can I say one more thing, Terry?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Just everybody that's listening. Okay. All right. For me, I think more than any technique or any type of skill or anything like that, I think for me, what's been the pivotal point in being able to sell this is just simply my mindset. My mindset is that everybody needs it. and I have a solution. I really do believe that. And so when you say, like, I'm not interested, hey, that's not a problem. Let me show it to you anyway. Or we're gonna have to think about this. John, hey, why are you thinking about it? It's gonna cost you money, time, and most importantly, your people need it. Let's get this done now and get it out the way so we can focus on other things. So my mindset says, let's get this over with. You need this right now, and it's going to hurt you not to have this because somebody else might get it before you do. So my mindset is, let's get this in your business now. That's my mindset. I think, again, the mindset is urgency. And so, I guess everybody listening out there, and I don't know if you learned something, that's fantastic. But I think what I take away from you in this call, and it's just kind of reminding me as well, is that I have to have the mindset that they need it. And it'd be unethical. I should do everything I can to put this in their hands. That's my job. That's my job, is to make sure every business has this. That's it. I don't have any skills. And so even when I get to closing, just so everybody knows, when I get to closing, it's not so much what do I say or how do I say it. My mindset says I need to get this in their hands now. So even when I hear an objection, it doesn't matter about the objection. I'm detached from that. What's that got to do? If you tell me, we don't have the money, well, that's the reason why you need it now. Or you have to think about it. You can't think about it because you need it now. And if somebody else gets it, you won't have an opportunity to get this now. So let's get it now. That's the mindset. So I just want to say that last thing, guys.
That's awesome, man. And I hope you guys took note of that. I hope you took note of that. And well, Gregory, I appreciate you, man. You tell Charisma we appreciate her, what she's doing, and I appreciate you guys as a team and sharing with us tonight from really your heart. I mean, you spoke from the heart tonight. It was no BS, and you could have come in here with a bunch of canned crap, but you came in here with your heart, and that's what makes business work, and that's what makes business go. I want to thank everybody for coming on. Gregory, buddy, you have a great night, you and your wife and your children. And
Hey,
thanks for being a part of the call, man. This was absolutely phenomenal. And I really appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
You bet. You bet. All right, guys, I'm going to turn Gregory off there so he can go and do what he's doing. And I want to thank him so much. I thank everybody for coming out. And, these trainings aren't for me. These trainings are for you. And I hope you heard everything he said. And we're going to put I'm going to try to download an MP3 of this, and I'm also going to put the video together. The past few weeks, this GoToWebinar has not rendered a proper video, so that's why the videos are all jacked up. But you guys are great. I hope you learned something tonight. And yeah, we're going to talk about hiring salespeople. We're going to finish that up. And but I want to get Gregory on. It's always inspiring to me. And I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I'm sitting here sweating. The guy's got me sweating. His energy level was so freaking high. And so I appreciate Gregory. I appreciate his wife, Charisma. I appreciate what they're doing and how they're doing it, and they're making it happen. I don't know if you guys heard this, but he doesn't have a clue. All he's doing is going out with an app and saying, look, this is the best thing in the world. Let me show you what it can do for you. He's not working out there with briefcases and all that other stuff. He's walking out there with his phone. That is his business in a box, is his phone and his app that he's built, and that's what he's showing people. So get that mindset and understand this. When you walk in there, you're closing the deal. If you walk in there with, well, I don't know if they're going to buy or not, you've already lost. If you walk in there and say, oh, I don't know if they're going to like this, and you walk in timid off the bat, they're not going to buy because they already see that. You've got to walk in there positive. What was it, stinking thinking? If you walk in there with stinking thinking, it ain't going to happen. If you walk in there with a positive mental attitude, it's going to show and it's going to share, and they're going to know that you've got the best thing out there. Okay? So that's right. His tools are his passion. Okay? Taking action and his app. There you go. That's exactly right. And trust me, if you guys could not feel his passion, then you really missed something very special tonight. Very, very special. I want to thank everybody. God bless, man. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for staying with us. And I will get this up tomorrow after I get to Miami. And then I'll be back home in 2 days. So, but great to see everybody. Thank you, my mom. Thank you for mentioning my mom. She's not doing very well, but you know what? Good Lord watches after us, and her faith is strong. So, and but it is what it is, and things will be okay. But good night. God bless. Thank you, Gregory and Charisma, and those children and the whole family for allowing us to be a part of your lives. Good night. God bless. And I will see you guys next Wednesday night.